Welcome to the Verdin Verdict Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verdin. We got David Bartholomew back. We in the stadium after the spring game. We just watched LSU end off their spring football camp. It's been a wild ride. 14 practices. We got the privilege of going to 7 of them. We kind of got to see a little bit. And look, the first couple of things I wanted to see going into the spring game was one, QB2 battle. Everybody wants to know Ricky Collins, AJ Swan, who is Joe Sloan and Brian Kelly going to go, give that backup nod to. Second thing I wanted to see, wide receiver 3. Let's see that depth. Let's see Aaron Anderson. Let's see CJ.
Yeah, we got to see it,
Xavier Thomas. And honestly, if you would have asked me who I would have expected, and I don't mean no disrespect by this, but who I would have expected the least from, I'd have said Xavier Thomas. I would have said he might have been more of a returner. He might have gelled into a role slowly. He breaks off for like almost a 50-yard touchdown.
He did his thing.
And then, third thing I wanted to see, I think everybody, defensive pressure. Where's the defensive line at? Are you getting to the quarterback? Can you create havoc? Does the defensive secondary have to cover 5 seconds, 4 seconds? Or can you get in and get a quarterback down at 2? And I think that they did pretty good today in that regard. David, what do you think about the spring game? What do you think? What's your takeaways? How you feel?
I think right now LSU's in a really good position. And we've seen that through that spring game. I mean, we came out, offense was doing what they were doing. We wanted to see Garrett Nussmeier, in person, see what he would do in a game-like situation. And he delivered. I mean, he got chewed out a little bit at the start. BK was kind of telling him, like, hey, compose yourself. But we seen the thing about Nussmeier, when he's composed, when he knows what he's looking at, he is just going to put the ball where it has to be. And we've seen that 2 times today when he got Xavier Thomas on that 50-yarder, and then not even too long later, he got Kyron Lacey on a walking touchdown. And Garrett Nussmeier has proven that the offense still has the explosivity. We got to see a lot on that line of scrimmage. Them big boys was getting aggressive, and they was getting in people's faces. Love to see that. DJ Chester, his snap is sharp, bro. I'm looking at the ball, and it's a perfect spiral every time into the quarterback's hand. That's some really good, synergy on that offensive line, and it's really helping out that run game, too.
And that's what you wanted to see, because when you have and look, I'm giving them their flowers. Last year, we had the best offensive line. I don't care about what happened with Michigan. I don't care that they got a national championship. We were out there performing. The run game was fantastic with your quarterback. The passing game was fantastic, and it's going to trickle over into this year. Yeah, you have the Charles Turner center position moving, and you're going to have to put a lot of trust into DJ Chester. But another thing I found interesting in the trench battle was that at times, the defense is giving it to the offense. At times, there's freshmen that are looking like proven veterans who can be implemented this very season. Another person that is kind of underrated that I've seen get thrown into the mix a little bit and a little more developed, Bo Bordelon. I think he'll be pretty interesting because he's the future. When Will Campbell, Emory Jones are going, he's the guy
he's next
you're going to have to look to. Thinking about the future, thinking about, honestly, the present. Wide receiver 1, Kyron Lacey. A lot of people in the comments in the last highlights videos are like, man, I can't trust Kyron. Kyron's not wide receiver 1. Kyron this, Kyron that. Kyron Lacey came out today, had a pretty decent game. Yeah, he had to catch 59 yards. It's probably the best moment he had all day.
That's the outlier.
But it's that is what Kyron Lacey can bring to you and your team. He can have those breakaway moments where, boom, you blink and he's 60 yards down the field. He went from no catches to almost a damn near 100-yard game, crossing the century mark in one breath. Right. So I think Kyron has showed, he's wide receiver 1. You can trust him. I think Nussmeier, like he said, started off a little slow, but he showed that poise. He showed that ability to be able to be resilient, to be able to bounce back. And that's a big testament to his character, and a big testament to how comfortable Sloan, Kelly, and company have been getting these guys. All on the same page, new scheme, and everyone's hitting their marks. Nussmeier 7 for 7, 187 yards. Even Colin Hurley had a 64-yard.
Colin Hurley's showing off. He was showing off.
Kai Preen going out there getting a huge touchdown. And I mean, some people were wondering if Kai Preen was even going to be a wide receiver. Some people were wondering if he was going to switch to the defensive backside, if they were going to have to do something else, make him a utility player.
Way to get a chance, man, and show off in the moment. They did not disappoint Hurley and Preen.
I think the player that stood out to me the most this game, I kind of expected him to have a big role this year, Kamorian Pimpton, but I didn't expect him to jump out as fast as he did. I think, he got banged up a little bit 2 times, and it's a little scary to watch him be slow to get up, especially in the spring game when we got months before USC. So it's I think he could have a big year, but he's got to stay healthy.
He's just so tall, man. He's so tall. Big. It's so easy to just pick off different parts of his body. He can get hurt so easily, but when he's out there, oh my God, you could just see he was everywhere. There was one a little mess up on the snap. Ball kind of bounces, it gets on the floor, and Pimpton just picks it up. He just makes a play. I was like, wow. Way to not even like freeze up in a moment, just see ball, say, recognize it's on the floor, I got to make a play for this team. He got out a couple of times, and you can see you're going to need more than one person to get him down, and that's going to come big in this season. There's going to be Mason Taylor out there, and I expect Pimpton to be that number 2 tight end out there.
And this is going to be the year of like digging your roots and passing the torches. The older guys, whether it be a Nussmeier, Josh Williams, or even Will and Emory Jones, I think that, the veterans are going to have to start kind of transitioning that skill, that knowledge, all that IQ toward the depth, because after this year 3, and you have 3 draft classes now under Coach Kelly at LSU, you've gone through 3 recruiting cycles, you've had 1 recruiting cycle go all the way in its entirety and graduate. So at this point in year 4 next year, I know we're jumping ahead here, but it's like this is the season where you develop the roots and the potential consistency to see whether or not LSU is going to be at the top of college football for months and months to come.
Not to like even jump the gun like you're saying, but it seems like the attitude of this team is just different, like a little bit more. You feel like that dog energy when they're out there. They're talking to each other, they're getting chippy, like defense and offense, they're letting each other have it. And that's a great energy to have. The team is coming out, competing, giving their all, and that's what BK really wanted going to this 3rd year. You need this team to be 100% committed. You got to know it. We're in LSU. This is Death Valley. This is the boot. You got to come out here and you got to match that energy. And if they could keep this up, going all the way into the fall, I'll tell you what, coming into Tiger Stadium to play, it won't be easy when you got the fans heckling and you got the players heckling.
You got the band going, you got the purple lights going, you got the new scoreboards, new jumbotrons. Look behind us.
Man.
Starting to install it. We got the highlight video coming. Make sure to click right here. We're going to be putting the highlight videos up ASAP. Something that I do want to mention, though, before we get some overreactions, the defense, like Coach Kelly said, a little bit, basic today. Why give USC some extra film, some extra look into your new team that, quite frankly, is going to confuse a hell of a lot of people? Nobody understands what's going to be hitting them when it comes time for September. But I don't want to say too much because I don't want to have this clip be replayed. So it's going to be interesting. Keep tabs on LSU Football by subscribing to our channel. Hit the notification bell. I'm going to link David's social medias in the description as well. Go give this man a follow. Realist reporter, Studio Media.
Appreciate you for having me on, bro.
This has been the Verdin Verdict spring footage. It's all over. It's been a fun ride. It's been a good time. Looking forward to fall camp. Thanks for watching.